One day I'm gonna be everything I wanna be. I don't let it get the most of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be everything I'm gonna be. My future right in front of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be free. From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges. A host with a fire burning in his soul. With a heart, steel, and a spirit unbroken. He rides on to his ready to claim his throne. Amidst the chaos and the thunderous roar, insane wheels rise as a force to be reckoned with. Fueled by the power that only metal can bestow. He takes his step, refusing to submit. Insane wheels hear his battle cry. Metal and mayhem will never die. Rituals report he pays his way. Oh, legend in the making, day by day.
Well, well, well. Much love, honor, respect to all you legends up in the building. Listen, I got blocked like 9-10 times before the show even started. So get ready for everyone in the chat to get handled by YouTube, man. And what I mean by that is nothing permanent. But what I mean by that is, your comments may not be showing up on my side. Has nothing to do with my moderators or me deleting anything. It's just, I believe what it is, honestly, is the title. Anytime that we're talking about a certain state, we seem to get blocked every fucking time. So it's, it's annoying as fuck. Anyways, much love, honor, respect to all of you fucking legends up in the building. Appreciate every single one of you guys for hanging out with us in the Breakfast Club, man. Much love, honor, respect to that. Before we get into the madness of this morning, man, because we do have a lot of stuff that we have been talking about, but things are unraveling and there is a couple of breaking news stories. So, of course, we're going to get into that as well. But as of right now, we've got the Israeli airstrikes happening in Yemen. We're going to go ahead and discuss that, as well as the Phoenix airport shooting that happened yesterday, or I believe yesterday or the day before. And then the New York subway murder, where the illegal immigrant, the Guatemalan, the illegal that was here, set a woman on fire in the New York subway. And that was unfortunate in the Bronx, New York. So we're going to get into that. But before we do, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys hit that like button. It's the #1 metric of all of YouTube. Helps out the show immensely, and it's free to do so. What else is free? If you guys are new, hitting that subscribe button, absolutely free to do so. Help out the show, man. Also, follow my Instagram, where I post everything behind the scenes of the show, not only of the show, but of my lifestyle, of Millennial Food Time. This is where I correspond with everybody, so go ahead and direct message me there at Ball Valve TV. Also, please consider becoming a member, starting only at $2.99 a month. We made it very affordable. Every single Saturday morning, 10 a.m. CST, man, we have some of the craziest radical live streams for you guys, where it's a bit more uncensored. I can say that I love that about the members only live streams. Last but not least, listen, of course, everything is going to be shouted out. Every super chat, every gifted membership signups, super stickers, all of that is shouted out, of course, and highlighted. But if you guys would like to help out the show monetarily and not have that brutal 30% YouTube cut, we have these scrolling for the remainder of the show. And of course, I will read out your message out loud, so you get that shout out. You know what I mean? So I very much appreciate you guys. Thanks for everyone hanging out with us. We got brother VT up in here. Good morning to you, kind sir. We got Briar Wolf. We got brother Glare. Tiffany. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us this morning. We got brother Warland. What's good, my man? Brother Boulay. I saw you, by the way. You were #1 comment of the morning. As the young folks would say, let's fucking go. Facts, by the way. Brother Hook Dog, good morning, kind sir. Brother Steve Easy, always good to see you, gentlemen. Always. We got Huggy up in here. Good morning, good morning. Got Tiffany as well. Can't leave out Tiffany. Tiffany is the best. We got Steve Pazzi. What's up, my man? Morning, Mike Ball, Breakfast Club. Hope you are having a great day. No, I appreciate you. Listen, man. I very much appreciate all of you guys. We got Pablo Penguin, man. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We got Brother Pitbull as well, saying, remember to rev that like button and dump the clutch on the share, and we'll spin the show out of here damn straight as he gifts out a membership to you guys. Let's see if it actually dispersed. You know what I mean? Because I don't even see it on. Oh, it did. It did disperse. Good. All right. I'm just fucking behind on the comments, so I apologize. I'm trying to catch up, man. YouTube has been rolling, hiding comments and stuff. Yes, and hopefully that ends very, very soon with the new administration coming in. That's right. Coming in strong. She getting prepped. That's right. Barbie, good to see you up there in Canada. Hopefully you're having a good one so far. I know that we are. Yeah, Posy, Mike. Posy. See? Posy. I said it right? Posy. Right? Might go to BB show. He'll have a stroke on live. He's having a stroke on live? What? Are you kidding me? No way. What's going on here? Let me figure this out. Oh, what the fuck? Hold on. That's not good. Hold on. This is serious. When someone's life is in jeopardy.
Michael.
Hey, I'm live right now. How are you doing?
I don't feel good, man.
What's going on?
I don't know. I can't. Everything is numb.
Okay.
Fuck.
Do you want me to call the ambulance? Because you should get checked out. You know that, right?
Yeah, I'm going right now. I'm going to the hospital right now.
Your health is number one.
Hello?
Call 911.
I'm just going to drive. I'm going to go.
No, you're not going to drive. You can't, not when your body's numb, dude. No, you're going to crash. You are not going to drive. I mean, I'll have to call them.
Yeah. Hello? Say what? Am I what? I can't hear you breaking up. Yeah, I do have diabetes.
Okay, how's your blood sugar? Can you check it?
Oh my God. I'm so flushed. I'm flushing. I keep flushing. That's what's going on.
My blood sugar gets low like that, man. I faint like that, man. So it's kind of like what I blood sugar too. So get your ass to the hospital.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gone. I'm going to the hospital right now.
You're not driving.
Stay on with me, Mike.
Yeah, you're not driving, though.
Get the fuck out of here. How do I get out of here? Okay, you guys, I'm gone right now. Okay.
Yeah, and your show. You know what I mean?
I'm flushing. Oh, I'm scared, man. I'm scared. I'm fucking scared.
You're all right. I promise you. It's just you're gonna have to. You can't drive yourself though. There's no way.
Yeah, I'm gonna call 911. I'm scared.
Just call 911. Don't get flushed. Call me back after you get off the phone. It's not a big deal to have the ambulance come.
God, Mike.
Yeah,
Mike.
just call me back. Thank you. Love you, bro.
Mike, I'm afraid. I'm afraid something's happening to me.
You're all right. You're all right. I promise you.
Oh my God.
You're just gonna have to get yourself checked out, and the doctors are gonna handle it. You know what I mean? And then you'll be good. I promise you. Listen, you've taken them too. This ain't nothing new. Taking an ambulance ride, it's no big deal. Health is number one.
I'm afraid I'm gonna die.
Well, go ahead and call 911 and call me back. Just tell them to come pick your ass up. Tell them your symptoms and then call me right back. I do, Papa Penguin, by the way. He says, does anyone in the chat have BD's address? I do, but I have to go into the where I have it logged and stuff in my phone somewhere. You calling?
Huh?
Are you going to call?
I'm trying to get down the stairs right now.
Okay. Well, don't move too much. It's best to get that call going and then start preparing. It's going to take them a minute to get there. You know what I mean? It'll give you enough time to walk down the stairs, get yourself ready. Put the dogs away.
Brutus. Come on, Brutus. Come on, get in the car.
Why are you getting in the car?
I feel
Bro,
good enough to drive.
no, you're not. Bro, I totally condemn this.
I'm just 2 minutes away.
That doesn't matter.
I don't have anybody to take care of my dogs.
Bro, whether they're sitting in the house or they're sitting in the car, you can't take care of them either way. Know what I mean?
Man, Mike, I'm just so scared I'm gonna die.
Well, don't
You're
kill
so
yourself.
afraid.
Don't kill yourself driving. You know that happened to my dad.
Know what?
That he got in the car and when he thought he was okay, was trying to get himself to the hospital, totaled his Forerunner. He passed out at the wheel. He almost killed himself and others. Yeah, only 2 minutes away, by the way.
Shit, Tia won't answer the goddamn phone.
Well, Tia can't help you right this second, right? She's not right there.
Right.
Right. She's just going to tell you the same thing I'm telling you.
I'm just a few minutes away.
No, that doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
I feel like I can get there. And so
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
feel
try.
like
If I can, I'm gonna pull over and call 911.
that'll be great when you have no idea that you're passing out.
I don't know what the fuck is wrong with me.
We can, how about I Google you a non-emergency dispatch? You know what I mean?
What is, yeah, that's fine.
Okay, let me look it up.
Shit. Oh yeah. Bro.
All right. So I've got the number for you, okay?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm in big trouble, man. I'm in bad trouble. Something's wrong with me. Something's wrong with me. It happened on my show. My body's doing some shit. I don't know what it's doing. I'm trying to get to the hospital right now.
You're driving, Dave?
Yeah.
Yeah, I need your seatbelt. I can meet you over there. Where are you going, VA?
Yeah, I'm going to the VA emergency room. I got my dogs with me.
Yeah, I'm on my way. I'm in the tub. I'm getting ready to get out now. You know, my phone don't ring. I was like, what the hell? I just looked at it to play some music in the tub, and okay, I'll meet you there. I'm on my way. I'm getting out now.
All right, baby.
All right, bye.
So, question, how far away is she?
20 minutes.
Why don't you just hang out for 20 minutes, drink some water, don't drive?
Oh, because I'm almost at the hospital now.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I'm almost at the hospital. I'm
okay. Well, then you're gonna
hospital.
stay with me on the phone the entire until you get there. Jesus Christ.
I'm 8 minutes from the hospital.
8. You said 2, but typical.
No, I said 8 minutes. 8 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Father, and just call the ambulance, man. Don't be taking no chances. I'm pretty fucking scared right now. Man, look, that's the worst thing to do is to be scared, okay? If they ain't gonna do nothing but run your blood pressure up. Don't call an ambulance, man. It's too late. I'm about 8 minutes from the hospital. Oh shit! You said you was 2 minutes. Huh? Say what? Well, all I can say, if you're on the road, damn, brother, you should just call somebody. Tia wasn't answering the phone, and I didn't have nobody to keep my dogs, and I don't know what the fuck is going on, man. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I'm scared. Yeah, look. No, I'm not. Get that scared shit out of your mind. I just don't want to die right now, you know?
You're not.
Nobody does. Okay? Right. God damn, what's all this fucking traffic? You gotta be fucking kidding me right now. No.
Ambulance cuts traffic, just so you know.
I'm telling you, man. Well, it's too late now. What, you gonna leave the dogs in the car and they're gonna have you in the hospital, right? Tia's coming now. I got her on the phone. She'll take care of the dogs. She'll take care of them. They'll let one dog go with me. Oh, this motherfucker making a left hand turn.
I wish I had some sort of a fucking authority over him. But I can't tell another man what to do. I can only guide that, and I did.
No one never does. It's 11 o'clock. I say all this traffic. Because it's the day after Christmas. People taking shit back.
Yep. By the way, Beezer, prove that men are stubborn as fuck.
Man, don't. We need to know that you ain't sleep driving. No, and I haven't had any sleep for several days, and
perfect combo. This fucking dude.
That is what's wrong. That's right. That's what's wrong. Your body's shutting down. You ain't resting it. Oh my fucking goodness, people, please. No, man. That's the way it always is when you're in a hurry, son. Yeah, I decided not to be in a hurry.
This is where he should be taking some notes from a guy like me right now. Unfortunately, War Gorilla did not. It's definitely stubborn. It's stubbornness. Yeah, it's stubbornness.
Yeah,
extreme stubborn.
How bad did I look on the show? I didn't see it. My phone.
Don't even worry about that, BD.
I'm telling you, just get your ass to where the help is.
How far away are you right now?
4 miles. I got 1, 2 lights. Man, I feel fucked up. You ain't been sleeping. Your body is fucking beat up, man. I was gonna go take a nap after the show. Yeah. I didn't even turn on my monetization values. Fuck. Well, you can worry about that when you get back. Shit. gonna go put that show on private.
Yeah, that's
So
but
nobody can see it.
don't even worry about that until like afterwards. It's not a big deal.
I don't want my motorcycle club to see it. The motherfuckers see me.
Thinking way too
bad.
much. Thinking way too much.
Okay.
All right, well,
Are you on your show, Mike?
I am.
Oh, fuck.
It's all right. Don't worry about it.
I'm sorry, Mike.
Don't,
I'm sorry.
No, don't be. I'm the one that called you.
Oh, no, man. Young man, you got to do your show, make your money.
I could care less about that right this second.
I got to... Oh, okay. So this is... Okay. I got a straight path now. On this road, there's no traffic. I'm about 1 minute away.
Good.
1 minute away from the hospital. Okay, I guess I could slow down.
Yeah,
90 miles
don't
an
be
hour,
driving too
it's
fast.
not- Okay. Shit, where is it though? Oh, there it is.
All right. Well, Pep, are you gonna stay on the phone with him?
I'm here now.
You're at the hospital.
Yeah, I'm pulling into the hospital right now.
All right.
All right.
All right.
You might-
Stay on the phone with Pep, okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Come on, man. Something at the stop to make a fucking turn.
I love you, gentlemen.
I love you too, Mike.
All right, guys. I'll talk to you in a little bit, okay? I'll call you back later, okay, BD? All right. Stubborn goes and stubborn does is what it does. All right. So now that we're back to this, all right, everybody hit that like button for the #1 metric of all of YouTube. I'm sorry for the delay there, in the media, but hey, we got to take care of our own, right? That's part of the deal. All right, so let's go ahead and move on into the news section, man. I appreciate you guys hanging out with us. So we're going to go ahead and start off with Israel. Okay, everybody, we're going to go ahead and talk about the Israeli airstrikes that were happening in Yemen. There's a lot going on regarding the Houthis, and these are the Houthi rebels that they attacked last night, I believe, or early this morning. Then, of course, we're going to go into the Phoenix airport shooting, as well as the New York City subway murder that happened, where a woman, was set ablaze on fire by an illegal immigrant from Guatemala. Man, that's fucking crazy. So we're about to get into that. But first, we got Brother Blair sending in a $10 gold super chat, by the way, praying. Thank you, kind sir. Much love, honor, respect to you, my man. Thank you for the patronage, my man.
Good morning, and thank you so much for waking up with us here on Live Now from Fox. I'm Jeanne Francine here with you on this Friday morning. It is December 27th.
Yes, he did,
and as
Steve.
we come on the air, we are following breaking news as relates to conflict in the Middle East. Take a good look at your screen as we're learning from the Associated Press this morning. A new round of Israeli airstrikes in Yemen targeted the Houthi rebel-held capital and multiple ports. All of this while the World Health Organization's Director General said the bombardment occurred.
Look at them motherfuckers
nearby as he prepared.
Look at the fucking gear on this shit. Holy fuck. God damn, they're seriously fucking stacked.
To board a flight in Sana'a. This with a crew member injured. A lot to discuss this morning as relates to this breaking news. So we want to bring into the conversation Dr. Asaf Ramarwaski. He's the executive director of Scholars for Peace in the Middle East. Dr. Asaf, good morning to you. Always a pleasure having you.
Here comes our man, Dr. Asaf, the executive director of Scholars for Peace in the Middle East.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
So first, we always appreciate as you contextualize these events. We know the conflict with Israel and the Yemen Houthi rebels, nothing new. But many people saw this escalation out along the Red.
Is it Houthi or Houthi? I always say Houthi rebels, but she's saying Houthi, like Hootie. Houthi.
See, as it relates to, the ports and the cargo ships. Could you provide the latest update as it relates to this latest airstrike?
Sure. So let's make it to be clear here. I mean, this is the exact retaliation to the ongoing barrage of ballistic missiles that have been hitting the state of Israel for the past few weeks now. And we've seen now an acceleration of targets and the success rate of where these targets have been hitting inside of internal parts of Israel. Areas
You know what I
of
need?
the metropolitan near Tel Aviv, areas near the airport, areas near Jaffa. So as a result of that,
It's time.
the IDF has come out with a clear statement that they will, of course, continue to fight the Houthis as they've been fighting every other proxy of Iran in this multi-front war against Iran.
Yo, chat always wins, yo. Papa Penguin for the win. That shit is fucking funny.
So the targets that were chosen by the Israeli
Cheers,
Air
fuckers.
Force and was reiterated by the Defense Ministry in the state of Israel said that they went after the airport in Sana'a. They took out infrastructure as far as refineries, all these logistical areas and infrastructural necessities that the Houthis have been using to attack the state of Israel. And so the other point that is worth noting, of course, is that once again, the reestablishment of deterrence coming out of the Houthis. I mean, we've seen over the past few weeks, and you and I have discussed this, an acceleration in their capability. That is to say that at the beginning of the war, we've seen the Houthis being able to hit the southern part of Israel, namely areas of Eilat, which is the southern part of Israel. We've seen them being able to disrupt the flow of commerce when it comes to the Red Sea, which is a major threat not only to Israel, which is again another point that needs to be made, but
Jack?
also to everybody else who deals with commerce.
Wow. Holy shit. Mr. Boulay coming in hot, saying, Lord, our God, for you have called us to serve you in love. Bless our brother so that he may bear this illness in union with your son's obedient suffering. Restore him to health and lead him to glory. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen. Hey. That's a humongous W for Mr. Boulay. Thank you for that immensely. And damn, man, that's very selfless for you not only to actually send in a prayer, but then to add, that to it, which you didn't have to do. I would have read it without that. But thank you immensely, Mr. Boulay, for your patronage and help to the channel, man. It helps insanely.
The Red Sea, including the United States, as far as import-export, as far as the Far East.
Yes, he did,
so these
VT.
are major disruptions where
I got off the phone with him as he was pulling into the slip, like into the parking spot. You know what I mean?
Houthis have been able to make an influence. And now we are seeing an acceleration where you're hitting central parts of Israel that are continuing to be bombarded. And
yeah, we're going to be talking about that here in a little bit. Biker News Canada. Yep.
Be hurting civilians with ballistic missiles. And again, the message coming out of the Houthis is analogous to the same messaging that we've seen coming out of Hamas and Hezbollah, and amplified by the Iranians that, of course, we want them to continue. As a result of that, the Israelis now that have turned the corner in many of these other fronts regarding Lebanon and Gaza now have...
And there's going to be... discussions about what's going on in Gaza as well in this live stream.
Have the ability to basically turn their attention to what's happening in the Houthi areas in Yemen. And that's exactly what you're seeing now take place now. The other concern that is worthy of note is whether or not in the interim here, Iran has been able to supply more sophisticated weaponry to the Houthis.
Yes.
And of course, the Israelis.
Yeah, Iran funds every bit of it, except for maybe one or two organizations out there, terrorist organizations. They fund everything.
Put a kibosh on that as well.
Yeah, and that's the concern this morning. As you put it, Yemen Houthi rebels are backed by Iran proxy groups, and people are concerned this morning. What more could Iran do to further propel the Yemen Houthi rebels in their fight against Israel. We're also seeing it simultaneously with how Iran proxy groups are also aiding Hezbollah and Hamas, as you just
Good questions.
mentioned.
Good questions, lady.
100%. I mean, the bigger concern has always been, I mean, this has always been the main tension, is between
Todd J,
the
good morning, my
shifting
man.
between conventional and non-conventional weaponry. And so in Lebanon, when it comes to Hezbollah, we know that there are chemical facilities. The Israelis have been taking out chemical facilities all the way going back to the early 2000s.
Yeah, that's nothing fucking new.
So each one of these Iranian proxies has capabilities when it comes to chemical and biological.
And by the way, that's mega facts. And that's not just for YouTubers. That's for anybody that's on the internet. Anybody on social media, anybody portraying something. Yeah. A lot of that you have to, this is why I say live streaming is so much better, because you really get a sense of how someone is genuinely, how they respond to things, how they act, not just a cut and play. This is exactly why I hate these cut and play, politicians where they're, speaking, but it's totally cut up and made to look perfect and all this bullshit. Like, fuck that. None of us speak perfectly. You know what I mean? Like, you're allowed to, talk to people and mess up a little bit and go, oh, well, this is what I meant, whatever. We never see that from politicians. And yet we have all of the resources to do it, to live stream everything. That's the way I think that any politician speaking or working on our shit, or a criminal case, by the way, for like any type of court and shit like that, all that shit should be fucking live streamed. Why the fuck not? You know what I mean? We got brother Frank up in the building. Good morning, my man. Good to see you as always. That missile that hit Israel came from Iran. Yes, it did. The question is, who has the weapons now? Those weapons now. That would be, okay, by proxy, or like, who really owns shit is Iran. They own it all, essentially. I mean, they pay for it all.
Biological weaponry, not full WMDs, but all of that is a main concern. And whether or not the Houthis get their hand on chemical weapons and are able to target central parts of Israel, that is all of this is, but an existential threat to those areas. Something that the Israelis will not stand by and let go by. And so they're doing whatever they can in their power to make sure that no matter where the enemies are, I mean, this is, again, another facet of this war, geographically speaking. Israel is taking the war to the area where these missiles are coming from. They're not waiting for them to come to them. They are taking the war
Shadow.
to them. And that's
I appreciate that, man. But yeah, I can only do so much. You know what I mean? I can only say so much as well. But yeah, I mean, I did my due diligence in that aspect. I can only control my actions. I can't control another man's, I totally condemned him driving, and I told him that to his face. I condemn that, but hey, I can only do so much, right? But thank you, Shadow. Always appreciate you for hanging out with us. They pay for it with money the Obama administration unfroze. That is correct, by the way. 1,000%
Oh shit!
Shit. All right, back to this.
A significant move when it comes to fighting an Air Force battle. When it comes,
I think it was Bob. Actually, I think it was. Shout out to Bob, by the way. Let me go up to the comment. I'm gonna have to scroll like a motherfucker because you guys be off the chain in the comment section. I love to see it. Yep, here it is. Might go to BD's show. He's having a stroke on live. That's what I saw, and I was like, what? And then I checked on YouTube. So thank you for that, Bob from Biker News Canada. You know what I mean? For bringing it to my attention.
Of Yemen. So that's, again, all very telling about the acceleration and the concerns that the Israelis have as it relates to that. Again, as always, you can see that the level of sophistication, as we did see with Israel's retaliation when it came to Iran, on these surgical strikes and their ability to
Brother Lee, good morning, my man.
Between combatants and non-combatants and to choose their target.
He did, by the way, Tiffany, and I was on the phone with him during that 8-minute drive or whatever, said it was going to be whatever. Yeah, I was on the phone with him, and I told him not to. I told him that I would even call 911, and he still got his fucking ass in the car and drove. But I stayed on the phone with him, told him he shouldn't be doing this shit. But anyways,
very clearly something that the opposition and the and all these proxies of Iran do not do. They are looking for as much destruction as possible and as much harm to civilians as possible without distinguishing between women, children, elderly, and whatnot.
Appreciate
these are
you,
all
Hardwire.
legitimate targets as far as every
we all look out for each other. You know what I mean? That's part of the deal.
one of Iranian proxies are concerned, including the Houthis.
Dr. Asaf, we know from the very beginning that Israel has called upon different world leaders to step up and aid in this fight against these terroristic entities. And what you mentioned happening out along the Red Sea with the Yemen Houthi rebels, Israel has further used that as a reason for the U.S. and other world leaders to step up and help, saying, you know what, you all are being impacted as it relates to trade and commerce. Have you seen a world leader stepping up to aid Israel? Or do you share that sentiment with Israel that
what the fuck is Yemen buying from us? Talking about trade and shit. What the fuck does Yemen even buy from us? We don't even export shit.
We don't.
100%. I mean, I think the difference that's taking place here, and this is again
Thank you, VT.
a worthwhile
My man.
note to raise here. There's been a significant difference in the coalition. That is to say,
Cuzzo, good morning, my man. I saw you earlier. My bad.
That we've seen now join the Israelis in their fight. Specifically, we saw it back in April with the first attack that came from Iran. We saw Saudi involvement. We saw Jordanian involvement. And the point that needs to be made here is that all of these Arab Sunni countries, first of all, see that Iran is the largest destabilizing factor in the region at large, and they understand what that threat means to them at large. And they also can distinguish between myth and reality, that actually Iran is the threat and not the state of Israel.
That's right, Chris.
Secondly, no
good
less
to see you, man.
which I think that we will see more of with the incoming new administration, is the fact that much of these relationships that have
of American explosives, that shit wouldn't fucking surprise me one bit.
With military collaboration and economic collaboration also have to do with the expansion of the Abraham Accords. And that was a significant move as far as normalized ties between Israel and its neighbors. Obviously, the Saudis are next on the list when it comes to
its neighbors. Yeah, the axis of resistance type of neighbors.
Trying to formalize these ties as well. But the Saudis, for sure, understand the threat of what's coming out of Yemen, given the border they share, not to mention the Houthis.
You know, I would love to, Evil Rick, but I'm going to tell you why I cannot. And this is what I tell, like, people that are into wanting to go into, like, let's say Rumble or Kick or something like that. Here's the thing that really is really shitty about that, okay, is number one, discoverability on other platforms such as Rumble, Kick, are total shit. It's non-existent. So the way that you use Rumble or Kick or whatever is once you already have a following, let's say you have a big following, let's say I have 1 million followers on here, and then you dual stream and you force people to go over there on like halfway through your stream. I'm shutting it down. I'm sending everyone over, and then everyone switches platforms. Now, everyone in the sense of conversion rate is only about 10% of people will actually convert and go over there and watch it. So it's a humongous fucking, it's a terrible time because it's a total monopoly on YouTube. It's a monopoly. It is what it is. And your discoverability on these platforms are lackluster. You're never going to like build an audience over there. You have to come with an audience. It doesn't come with a built-in audience like YouTube does. That's what makes YouTube the pinnacle, you know? So Evil Rick, I totally get that, but as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to keep chugging along on this platform because I do believe that it will change. You know, these type of censorship is going to change as well when the Trump administration comes through. blah, blah, blah. Now, we're always going to have to deal with censorship to some level. You know what I mean? But I think we do a pretty damn good job, even at its worst. You know what I mean? Where you guys can't comment. I'm getting blocked in my own platform. Happens all the fucking time. Got blocked 9 times before the show even started on my own platform, by the way. Yeah, my own comments get rejected all the time. And it's because of the AI picking up the title of this stream, and because it's got 2 strike words in it. Murder is the first big strike, and the second one is Israeli. You use those 2 right there, yeah, you're getting fucking penalized. Like, majority of my live streams actually get demonetized. Like, it goes one by one, not your channel demonetized. Your YouTube making money ability on that video goes to nothing all the time. It's very actually rare that I keep a fully monetized live stream. It's very, very rare because I'm always pushing the limits. But see, I don't rely on views to get paid on YouTube. Just like a majority of YouTubers kind of rely on views to like get paid. For me, I don't do that. Live streaming, like the way I do, the way I'm able to keep doing this is the super chats. The membership right there. The membership program is what pays the bills. Okay. That thing right there is the most important thing for at least my position, because it allows me to keep doing what I'm doing without having to cater to views and cater to the algorithms and cater to what I'm allowed and what I'm not allowed to say. So this is the most free you can do on YouTube, at least, and be able to actually get, paid for it.
All of that is
Anyways,
part of the
sorry for that,
when it comes
that
to
ramble.
Saudi involvement and the involvement when it comes to the Red Sea. And so, yes, I would like to see, I definitely share that sentiment. I would like to see more people step up, more world leaders.
Holy shit, Papa.
Unfortunately, you're...
Wow. Motherfucker. Look at that. I hope it dispersed. I hope it dispersed out to you guys, man. Like, that's the one thing that's been pissing me off about. The one thing that really helps out the show is, like I just said, is being able to have the membership program. And look, it hands it out to one person. It's so fucking lame, dude. That's so lame. But thank you, Papa Penguin, for this right here. That your help to the channel is immense. Seriously, dude. That's insane. So thank you, kind sir.
Seeing comments that have came out even of the attack today out of the United Nations. Antonio Guterres, was making, these, sympathetic statements. The fact that the Israelis are the aggressor and they're hurting the poor communities in Hodeidah and in Sana'a and other areas, without, of course, highlighting the fact that these are indeed terrorist organizations who are the aggressor and started this war. So there is a perverse reality when it comes to the entities like the United Nations and other entities in Europe who keep on trying to turn and put the blame on the Israelis rather than look on what's actually happening on the ground. And that, once again...
See, that was a prime example, like Papa Penguin said, this is a prime example of what not to do. Remember that? But yeah, see, this is what I'm saying is oftentimes this is where bad decision-making happens, and exactly what Papa said. When these kind of distressful times happen in your life, this is when you make bad decisions. Same thing when you're drinking, right? Like when people get drunk and then they decide they're going to go drive. Like, motherfucker, you were at home. Why did you have to get in your fucking car? Like, you had no reason to do it, but yet you did it. And it's about that self-control and also respecting your own body. You know what I mean? Because at that point, if you know that you could possibly go down, you risk not only hurting yourself, but other people that are completely innocent and have nothing to do with your ordeal. You know what I mean? It's selfish. I know it's easier said than done, especially with an ambulance costing $4,000 or whatever the fuck. Trust me, I rode a couple of them. I know it's expensive, but what's human life worth to you, at that point? I mean, you can fight that shit later. It's kind of like the thought of I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. I'll deal with it later. You know what I mean? I guarantee you I'm not going to pay that $4,000, but I'll deal with it later, type shit. That's the way you have to handle it.
Highlights the disconnect between the reality in
I
the
gotta
Middle
reset my
East
fucking
and
camera
the
again.
perceived reality that is used by all these adversaries of Israel and the United States that are looking to create a facade. And this is where the economic warfare, the propaganda warfare that has played out here since the beginning of the war, that has been used and abused by the Iranians and Iranian proxies, Hamas and Hezbollah. It's exactly the kind of fallacious narrative that you see on American college campuses, where college students are going around and adorning themselves with flags of Hamas and Hezbollah, actually supporting terrorism on American college campuses.
Yeah, he would be better than the current administration at YouTube, Beezer, but I believe it or not, I wouldn't even want him to do it. Believe it or not. You know what I mean?
So this is all part of that psychological warfare that is based on propaganda that is being amplified by this narrative. My hope is that under a new administration,
it's true, Evil. I know it's frustrating. That's where you have to get super clever on your wording and the way that you spell things to get around it. You know what I mean? Papa Penguin uses this as an opportunity to figure out how to say things and shit. He does it all the time. He'll send shit in just to test it. It's awesome.
Reestablish deterrence right now and to stand by our ally Israel, who is literally fighting many of America's enemies. And if they don't continue that fight,
No, I don't have an Only Fools account. What I have is an Only Nubs page. Sub to my Only Nubs page, by the way.
Those
Stop the cap.
Enemies will indeed come home. They're already here, but they'll be coming in larger volumes and mass. And so I think that those are the concerns that we should be raising time and time again.
That's right, Heartbender.
As you and I have discussed.
Good to see you, by the way, Heartbender.
Dr. Asaf, right now transitioning and giving you and the viewers a live look out in Jerusalem, Israel, the capital of Israel. And we know at this hour, as we are discussing the conflict with the Yemen Houthi rebels, Israel also facing conflicts with Hezbollah, also with Hamas. Do we have any updates on those fronts? I know eyes are still on during this holiday season. Eyes are on Gaza as people are holding strong in hopes for a ceasefire, hoping that Hamas will release their loved ones, dead or alive, that are still in captivity.
100%. I mean, that battle still continues. And this has been the delicate balance that the Israelis have been fighting since the beginning of the war, i.e., how do you win the war as if there were no hostages, and how do you bring the hostages home as if there is no war? And I think that that's really been the difficulty, and the hardest part of all this war. There are still, to remind your viewers, of course, and everybody, that there are still 7 American hostages. Again, there's American hostages in Gaza. We're talking about the estimations, about 96 total hostages.
Sadly, I cannot say that I have not done the same. I've not been able to be in that boat with you. Unfortunately, out of the accident that happened to me where I lost my leg and my back at the same fucking time, it was $1.5 million to keep me alive. $1.5 million. That somebody else, a drunk driver, did to me. Okay? So what sucks about this is I actually had to negotiate that fucking down, and I was forced to pay that shit. And guess what? I paid it. $133,000 cash. Just to get it off my fucking back for the rest of my life. Fucking crazy, huh? I paid that shit cash. Shit sucked.
That are
She didn't have to pay for that.
Hopefully, you're still alive. In addition to all the dead, the goal is to bring all of them home. And that's exactly what the negotiations have been taking place here. There's definitely a lot of pressure coming down from the outgoing administration to show that they, to bring a win as it relates to supporting Israel in this fight. And there's pressure coming on from the Egyptians and from Doha and from others
Stop the cap.
to try to move this along. My concern is always, as you and I have mentioned this time and time again, dealing with the Qataris, who have been literally complicit with creation and sponsoring of 10-7 is obviously very concerning to me as far as the trust level that all of this plays out. That being said, there's an immense amount of pressure to try to move this along. And obviously the other part that's, of course, impacting all of this is the new reality in the post-Assad.
Listen, $20 will always be $20.
Reality in Syria,
Shit.
how all of this is shifting and impacting what is happening in countries like Turkey, who is another country who has been a patron of Hamas, and they're, of course, connected to Iran. And so where do they play into all of this role at large as well is another arena to look at, as we look at these moving parts here. And
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I mean, the way I look at the world is we've got United States USD, right? We have US currency, and then the rest of the world, we have monopoly money. Shit.
Can there be enough pressure being put, given what the exchange is going to look like? And they're demanding high-value targets and high-value prisoners that Israel has in Israeli prisons in exchange. Israel is willing to do that, not at any cost.
Get some good rest, Brother Warland. I hope you're feeling good, by the way.
And I think that's what you're seeing play out here in the last days of this year, with the hope that in this holiday season something can happen.
Dr. Asaf Marmorowski, always a pleasure having you on the show. We appreciate
that was
your
a big report.
Your
that was a humongous report.
Candidness, your perspective on all things Middle East.
Yeah, I mean, he literally just kind of laid down the entire Middle East.
Thank you so much.
I mean, specifically in Yemen, but he really kind of did lay down the whole fucking slate.
Joining us.
Thank you, as always. Much appreciated.
Thank you. Right now at this hour, as we further discuss Middle East conflict, I want to give you a live look out in central Damascus, Syria. You can see.
Yeah, Damascus is basically the capital of Syria.
Overcast skies out in this area, but a lot of people have flocked to the city center as right now a military parade is underway out in this area.
I can't say that he's not. You're right about that, but he does a damn good job reporting on it.
Yeah. Earlier this morning, before we came on the air,
I wouldn't be able to do it that well.
Person for the Secretary General of the United Nations gave a statement on the events happening in Yemen, also gave a statement on events related to Mozambique. I want to play that for you now in full.
Nah, Brick Plus, listen, Bricks Plus with the S. You can't forget that. The truth is I really don't think BRICS Plus is going to be a thing for that long. I think that's going to be something that totally gets pretty much disbanded. We'll see, though. We'll see. That's the tinfoil hat in me coming out. Oh, she was just silent. Just showing us a picture of it? Okay. Okay, so check this out. This is going to be super interesting. This is, I believe, the UN that is discussing the Israeli strikes in Yemen this morning. Don't know why we can't hear them yet. Let's go ahead and there we go.
The Secretary General condemns the escalation between Yemen and Israel. Israeli airstrikes today on Sana'a International Airport, the Red Sea ports, and power stations in Yemen are especially alarming. The airstrikes reportedly resulted in numerous casualties, including at least 3 people killed and dozens more injured. A United Nations humanitarian air service crew member was also injured when the airport was hit. A high-level delegation by the UN, headed by the World Health Organization Director General.
Yeah, I know. Usually I usually have way too thin of a tinfoil hat. You know what I mean? For the rest of the tinfoil hatters. You know what I mean, Hook Dog?
Dr. Tedros was at the airport when the strikes occurred. The delegation had just concluded discussions on the humanitarian situation in Yemen and on the release of
Absolutely, by the way, Charles. Just got to interrupt here. Just got to go ahead and do a whole, interruption of the show. let's go ahead and let's make this a thing. Defund NATO, the UN, and EU 100% 2025. America, baby. Us and only us, fuckers. That's the way I look at it.
Detained personnel. Today's airstrikes follow around a year of escalatory actions by the Houthis in the Red Sea and the region that threaten civilians, regional stability, and freedom of maritime navigation. The Secretary General emphasizes that international law, including humanitarian law as applicable, must be respected at all times. And he appeals to all to respect and protect civilians and civilian infrastructure. Humanitarian relief personnel also must not be targeted and must be respected.
Yeah, unfortunately, the less she makes, the more that you got to pay, motherfucker. And if they defund her completely, that means she has to, everything is defunded for you. You got to think about the chain reaction, big brain thinking type shit, you know?
And protected at all times.
America.
The Secretary General remains deeply concerned about the risk of further escalation in the region and reiterates his call for all parties concerned to cease all military actions and to exercise utmost restraint. He also warns that airstrikes on Red Sea ports and Sana'a airport pose grave risks to humanitarian operations at a time when...
You think I joined these debate spheres online just for the fuck of it? Shit, come on, man. You got to know that you got to stay witty with it, you know? Shit.
Millions of people are in need of life-saving assistance. Further escalation in the region also continues to undermine the mediation efforts led by Special Envoy Hans Grunberg to reach a negotiated political solution to the conflict in Yemen. The Secretary General renews his call for the immediate and unconditional release of all UN and other personnel arbitrarily detained by the Houthis. And now I also have a statement to read for you on Mozambique. The Secretary General takes note of the announcement of the Constitutional Council of Mozambique regarding the outcome of the general elections held on 9 October 2024. He continues to follow developments closely. The Secretary General is concerned about the post-election violence which has resulted in
Charles, that's a W for you, by the way. 100%.
Of lives and the destruction of public and private property. He urges all political leaders and relevant national stakeholders to diffuse tensions, including through meaningful dialogue, legal redress, refrain from the use of violence, and redouble efforts to seek a peaceful resolution to the ongoing crisis in a constructive manner, which is essential to the collective future of Mozambicans.
1000% Papa Penguin.
Thank you very much, Stephanie.
Probably the most factual thing said in the chat.
A few follow-up questions. First, do we know or have any details on who the 3 people killed were?
I do not have these details at this point. What I do have is, of course, information about our UN colleagues, and I can report that all of our UN colleagues are now accounted for. Our colleague who was injured is receiving medical treatment. He's in a hospital right now, but everybody else is safe and sound and accounted for.
A couple of other follow-ups.
Bro, because it's a lifetime career for these motherfuckers. That's why. Come on, man. You know the incentive to stay fucking lining their fucking pockets. Yeah, salary may be $100K a year. Shit. 100K a year. That's just the bonus. That's just there. Come on, man. We got to be realistic, right? You know, it's definitely not idealistic. They should be working for the fucking people. But that's not real. You know what I mean? It's just not real. Just is what it is, sadly.
First, what is the status of Mr. Tedros? Are they staying in Sana'a? Are they going to be moved out? Is the UN trying to do anything to get them out quickly?
Yeah, so I spoke to colleagues on the ground about this. So Dr. Tedros is with his delegation, with his team, in Sana'a still. So there will be assessments to be made.
You know what? That's something that I'm not going to change for anybody. And I told the GOP here my concerns of me live streaming. That's something that I'll never stop doing. Like this is like my calling. But two things can be true at the same time, that can also be my calling, but I'm not going to give it up. And B, that they're not going to control how I say, how I present. Me is me, man. You can love it or hate it. And the people will speak on that. Allow the people to speak their opinions. If they don't like it, they don't like it. But if they like it, then they like it. But I'm not gonna sit here and bow to nobody. To no one. When I moved here to a whole completely different fucking worldviews. Even my dad was a bit concerned about like me and the way I speak, the way that I present myself. Even he was a little bit worried. And I'm like, I'm not changing for nobody. And I never will. I have to do me at all times. That's just the way it is. So, anyways, I appreciate that, by the way, War Gorilla. Sincerely. Major love.
Tomorrow morning, it's nighttime right now in Yemen. So tomorrow they will assess the airport condition and whether Mr. Tedros is able to leave. So,
and my third question, you said it was a high-level UN team.
That's right, Buchakan. Mm-hmm. I see you up in here. Much love, 13. I always love to hang out with you. You said they just tried to give themselves a raise to $400,000 a year. Yeah, in Congress. Yeah.
What other UN officials were on?
Was it Congress or the Senate? I can't remember which one it was. Buchakan, you're gonna have to let me know in the chat.
UN Special Envoy Mr. Grunberg on this delegation?
No, it was a WHO delegation. Our resident coordinator was also with them. So it was the UN team in Yemen plus the delegation led by Dr. Tedros. Gabriel.
Thank you, Stephanie. Has the UN, I know it's early on right now, but has the UN expressed their condemnations directly to Israel over this attack?
So right now, what we have is this statement, and I'm sure that contacts at
Hey, Roberto, he's straight up the op, bro. He's just the op. I'm just saying, letting everybody know about that guy.
Level, and here
just a little warning
also be made.
And I know you weren't there, but this sounds like it was pretty serious, and that. Can you give us an idea on
Loki? What's up, my man? Which Arizona story? Shit, I cover fucking majority of every single fucking crazy anything that's a wild headline that's happening in the United States and outside the United States. Most likely, I covered it. But good to see you, my man. Hopefully, you're having a wonderful morning so far.
The risk that Mr. Tedros and his team faced. Any more granularity on that?
The information that I have is, as he said himself in a tweet, he and his team.
Why did she say it like that?
He said himself in a tweet.
I did it verbatim.
The information that I have is, as he said himself in a tweet, he and his team, they were at the airport already.
What was that?
They managed to evacuate safely. As you can imagine, in Yemen, they travel in armored vehicles, so they managed
What's up, brother Dwayne? Good to see you, man.
And to go to a safe place, and I won't go into any additional details on this.
Thank you.
Yes, Edie.
One other question. I assume that this was...
Yep, absolutely facts, by the way, Biker News Canada. That is true. Absolutely. Whether it's left versus right, men versus women, black versus white, which gender you are, what you're allowed to say, what's socially acceptable. All of it is creating division. Social media, all of it creates division. The media. That's how they stay in power, dude. Absolutely.
A civilian airport,
just the way it
not
goes.
a military airport.
It's a civilian airport. It's the airport of Sana'a. On our side, this airport, as you can see, is used by the
So if you see right here, we haven't covered it yet, but it is going to be covered in this live stream. If you see the title of this show down below for you, we just basically are on the ending of the very first part of this, which is the Israeli airstrikes in Yemen on the Houthis. So now we're on the tail end of this. We're checking out what the UN has to say on this. And then we're going to go into the Phoenix airport shooting. And then we're going to cover more whatever has come out since regarding the New York City woman that was set ablaze in the subway in the Bronx. So we're about to get into all of that.
The UN Humanitarian Air Service. Colleagues on the ground tell me that through this airport and other airports also in Yemen, they move humanitarian staff around.
And as far as the UN knows, were there any
Sweet
Yemeni Houthi military aircraft or other military equipment at this airport?
I don't have these details. I will not go into.
I do not have these details.
Yeah.
Follow up. Thanks, Stephanie. Has the Secretary General been briefed on this? I know he's not in the United States right now, but
the Secretary General is continually briefed on developments around the world. In New York, when he's in New York or elsewhere, yes.
But the idea with Mr. Tedros is to get him out and his team out.
He
as
was
soon as
scheduled,
possible.
so his visit to Yemen was finished, and so he was leaving the country. So he will proceed when he can to going back to Geneva. Yes.
Another follow-up, Stephanie. In his tweet, Mr. Tedros.
Can't wait to defund their asses. Let's just defund all of NATO, UN, EU, defund all of it 2025. 100%. Good morning, by the way.
One of the reasons for his
Emerald,
visit
good to see you
was
as well.
to try and negotiate the release of UN staff who were
Facts.
held. Did he have any success in that mission?
I asked that questions to our colleagues on the ground, and so the visit by Dr. Tedros was positive, and of course we continue to call for the release of all the staff that's being detained, UN and others. Thank you very much.
Get off the stage.
Online. Thank you very much.
Get off the stage, woman. Dropping shit.
So that was the spokesperson.
Oh, look at
for
that
the
humongous crowd. Wow, look at that. That was fucking full house. We got more people in this fucking live stream than they do in that entire fucking room. That's insane.
Secretary General of the UN speaking on the events happening right now in Yemen, also giving a statement related to Mozambique. The time now 7:22 here
Much
on
love,
the East
brother, Hook
Coast,
Dog.
and giving you a
Be
live
safe.
look at the Israel-Gaza border. You can see there in the distance in Gaza, airstrikes underway at this hour. We're going to go ahead and go to our first 2-minute commercial break. When we come back, checking in with Fox News Chief Foreign Correspondent Trey Yingst to get updates on the latest with the Israel-Hamas war. We'll be right back.
Yep. Now we're about to get into Hamas real quick, and then we're getting off of Israel for the remainder of the live stream. Just an FYI.
The ceasefire talks are ongoing. Also, Israel going after
As they should.
Iran-backed Houthi rebels. Fox News Chief Foreign Correspondent Trey Yingst is in Tel Aviv with the latest.
That's not a
Smoke
joke, Papa.
rises from the Yemeni capital of Sana'a Israel on the offensive, striking multiple Houthi-linked targets.
Oh shit, look at that.
We are determined to cut off this terrorist arm of Iran's axis of evil. We will persist until we complete the job.
This wave of strikes that reportedly included dozens of Israeli jets and targeted an airport along with power plants was in response to multiple ballistic missile attacks on Israel by the Iran-backed group.
Now, I did hear that there was some fake reporters. Basically, they were acting as like journalists, but they were actually terrorists. I don't know if that was necessarily in Israel, to be honest. I don't know if that was like a Gaza ordeal, but I did hear about that like yesterday, I believe. And I can't remember what country was going through that. It may be Israel. I can't remember.
This is our fourth strike in Yemen, and we are not finished yet. We have just seen a tangible demonstration of what we are capable of, and we are capable of much more.
With the war of attrition developing between Israel and the Houthis, the battle between Israel and Hamas has now reached day 447. Overnight, an Israeli airstrike targeted central Gaza, killing 5 Palestinian journalists that the Israelis claimed had ties to Islamic Jihad. The strike was the latest in a series of bombings that continue to target the Gaza Strip.
Look at all that
with ground
shit.
operations that have gone after the tunnel
Damn,
network.
look at that fucking air view. Holy fuck. That's so gnarly.
Beneath Gaza. Diplomatic efforts have expanded in recent days as Qatari and Egyptian negotiators try to bring Israel and Hamas together to reach a ceasefire agreement.
Good. That needs to happen.
Certainly, at the heart of the Arab cause was most importantly the Palestinian cause and the catastrophic conditions in the Gaza Strip and the efforts made by Egypt in cooperation with sisterly Qatar to quickly reach an agreement.
There is hope here in Israel that under the incoming Trump administration, more pressure will be applied on Hamas that will allow the Israeli hostages to come home. In Tel Aviv, Trey Yingst, Fox News.
Troy, thank you so much for that detailed report. And we know with the ongoing conflict in the Middle East, concerns continue to grow on when a ceasefire will actually finalize. But back here at home, a group of Jews and Muslims are closing the gap between them, continuing a long-standing tradition of an interfaith dinner. Fox's Tan Radford has the story on the event's 12th year.
This is a long.
All right. So that's dope that they're doing all that, but we need to move on into what's going on around the rest of the world. You know what I mean? I don't have all day to do this. We have to scroll and find the headlines. They're showing off all the holiday shit. Okay, they're Biden and White House prepare for Trump presidency. Yeah, I'm sure you're just gonna sit there and talk shit the entire time. Keeping a healthy lifestyle in 2025. Coming from her. Wild. All right, let's move on. I believe we're getting to it.
Accused of setting fire to an unidentified woman who was asleep on an F train approaching the
Okay, so this is the New York City subway case.
Stillwell Avenue station in Brooklyn early Sunday. Zepeda allegedly ignited her clothes and, quote, fanned the flames with a shirt as the fire engulfed her. This according to police testimony in a complaint filed in Brooklyn criminal court. A lot to discuss this morning, so we want to bring it to the conversation.
Appreciate you, brother SNS. Absolutely. Make sure you guys hit that like button, yo. It's the #1 metric of all of YouTube. Helps out the show immensely, and it's free, yo. Appreciate you guys.
And New York attorney David Schwartz. David, good morning. A pleasure having you on the show as always.
Good morning.
So a lot to
This guy,
dissect.
this guy, we watched him. This David character right here. He was actually pretty good at explaining the case.
Those viewers that might not be familiar with this case, can you take us back in time? What happened? What are the allegations that are present?
Well, right now we have a murder case. Putting someone on fire. It's murder in the first degree because it involves.
Are you serious, Charles? What? Oh, hell no.
An element of torture. And that's what bumps it up to the murder in the first degree as opposed to the murder in the second degree. This act of torture and wanting, wanting to have physical pain and suffering on this person while they die.
David, the details of
I'm gonna have to check that, Huggy, for damn sure.
this case truly just chilling and just something you don't want to hear about on any day, but especially during the holiday season. The allegations saying that this unidentified
I actually, VT, I did see that she put together a schedule, like a day schedule and a night schedule too, which is pretty dope actually. Because I really do, I gotta agree that you don't want like an open panel, dead air and stuff like that. You don't, yeah, that's true. You don't want that because people will click off as soon as there is essentially dead air. Sadly, the people don't have attention spans like that.
woman was asleep when she was set on fire. We know that the suspect in this case, he did appear in court Tuesday. He will appear in court today. He is expected to. We know things can change last minute, but it is slated for 10 o'clock this morning. What is expected to happen in this court hearing today?
Oh, shit. Hey, Shadow, brother Shadow, hopefully you have a wonderful rest of your morning. And hopefully your appointment goes very well and unhinged. You know what I mean? So much love, honor, respect to you, kind sir. Thanks for stopping by.
Now the accusatory
Brother Straight
instrument is
Jacket, my
just a
man.
complaint.
Good to see
a
you.
Complaint alleging murder in the first, murder in the second, and arson. So right now, the district attorney, Eric Gonzalez, and his team is presenting evidence.
Yeah, we know you were getting your teeth enlarged. And also eating corn the long way. But you missed a lot, bro. There was a lot of information in the first hour. The whole first hour of this live stream was kind of nuts. In the sense of what's happening in the news regarding Israel. So you should go back and watch that.
Evidence to a grand jury.
Watch the UN and everything.
Today being the last day of the week, that's why the case is on in court. I expect to have an indictment delivered in this case by today, and that's why the defendant is going to appear, and that's when the complaint gets converted into an indictment, which allows the people of the state of New York to proceed on those felony counts in Supreme Court.
David, many terms you have used as we talk about law and order here on Live Now from Fox, and one that sticks out is the burden of proof. Do you think that will be a big thing in this case? What will the defense have to
burden of proof
or not prove for this suspect?
Well,
a burnt body isn't fucking good enough proof. A burnt dead body is not enough proof, or what?
Murder in the first degree, there could be some issues as to whether or not the defendant acted in a depraved manner where he, where he actually wanted to torture this victim. I think the evidence is pretty clear that he did, but certainly there's going to be defenses as to that to try to bump it from a murder in the first to murder in the second, where murder in the first is life without parole in jail, and murder in the second is 25 to life. So that may be an issue at trial. Otherwise, I believe
it's time.
This defendant gets the presumption of innocence until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, like every other defendant. It's very important to preserve our criminal justice system, even in the most heinous of crimes like this one.
This suspect, Sebastian Zepeda, people wondering this morning, the viewers wanting to know if mental competency might be included in this case, learning that this woman was just targeted. And then when she was set on fire, the police report saying that it was fanned to ignite the flames even more. Many people thinking that's not what someone would do who has their full mind.
Right, and that all goes towards this depraved indifference, which the prosecutors have to prove in this case in order to prove the torture element in order to get to the first degree. So the fact that he planned it out, that he fanned the flames, he put this woman on fire, he sat there and he relished in this most horrendous, heinous act one could even think of, will be powerful evidence on the part of the prosecution. The defense is going to argue that he was completely drunk and didn't know what he was doing and didn't know the difference.
Completely drunk, didn't know what he's doing. Or you can just claim insanity when all else fails. Just claim insanity. It's fucking sad. It's unreal.
Between right and wrong, which, rarely works.
Cap. Right.
David Schwartz, always a pleasure to talk law and order with you. We appreciate your expertise and perspective. Is there anything else you'd like to add? Anything that's standing out to you at
Ding, 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 Barbie. Exactly. The fuck? That dude needs to be locked up for motherfucking life. Gonzo. Death penalty. I say eye for an eye type shit, but, government won't allow that.
this hour as we are looking ahead to that 10 o'clock Eastern court hearing?
Right. I just think, the court of public opinion, people have to be patient. This is the way the criminal justice system moves. There's going to be a discovery phase, and there's a lot of people out there that want immediate justice. They just have to wait until the court proceedings go the way they're supposed to.
David Schwartz, always a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us on this Friday. I hope you have a wonderful holiday season.
You know what's funny about what you just said right there, Bob? It's funny because I actually watch a majority left-wing shit. You know what I mean? Ironically, I don't really watch shit that I agree with. It's boring that way. You know what I mean? And I'm up for the debate. So that's why I love that type of shit. Some people aren't, some people are willing to say, hey, this is what I believe in. But when you ask them why and you ask them to break it down, they don't know how to, or they're unwilling, or they're just arrogant, is what it is.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And again, as we further discuss this case, again, looking ahead to
now
the 10 o'clock hour
ahead
here on the East Coast, when that court hearing is expected.
And I want to mention to the
ahead.
Now, we know that a still photographer was allowed in for Zapata.
Lord God, protect them, Lord God.
In custody.
Years.
Okay, so there's a community mourns victim in fiery subway attack. That's nice that that's happening.
If the results
to New York, as we do have some attorneys, possibly the district attorney here, talking about the subway.
Oh, this is going to be breaking news.
Let's pop up the audio and listen in.
This is going to be breaking.
Well, we're grateful that to a lot of people.
Terrible audio.
We're grateful that
How come a live streamer like me, a little guy, have better audio than the mainstream media with all this fucking equipment? Look at all this fucking equipment. Like, we got millions of dollars worth of equipment around here, but can't hear your ass. The fuck?
transit system has cameras, and I'm also grateful to some of the witnesses who quickly informed the police of the identity of the alleged perpetrator of the crime. I think all of these things work together.
I'm going to skip ahead if it's like this. Yeah, I can't listen to that shit. God, they stay on it like that?
Identify himself in images related to the attack. Immigration and Customs Enforcement have confirmed that Zapata, a Guatemalan native, was in the U.S. illegally, entering through Arizona, and had been previously deported. Again, we do know that Zapata...
And by the way, 100% Papa Penguin, most people want to be catered to. They want to feel good. They want to relate exactly, you're... And as soon as you say one little thing that is off their worldview, now it's like, oh, fuck him, fuck her, whatever. Yeah, a lot of people find it uncomfortable to seek out information contrary to their personal views. 100%. That's a lost art. 100%.
Has now officially been.
What's up, redneck side motorcycle whips, my man?
The woman who was killed on the subway, as you heard from the assistant DA right there, has not, as of this moment, been identified. Days later, all of this happening on Sunday, they are still working nearly a week later to identify her. They were asked if there were any missing persons cases that could help them lead to the identity. As you heard the assistant DA say, there are several missing persons.
Shit like that. Sometimes I do think, man, it's got to be choreographed. The way that they set it up, there's no way that they have that kind of excuse. For real, they really don't have that excuse, but no one really calls them out on their shit. People just fucking tune it out, mute it, change the channel, and then come right back when, you're right about that though.
Cases every day over in New York City. Now, we are told he will appear back in court in a little more than a week. So if cameras are allowed inside, we'll make sure to bring those to you. Now, I do want to keep you up.
In any case like this, especially, why would you not allow cameras in the court? Why? Like, give me an actual reason why. What, he deserves? Does he deserve privacy? Is that, oh, do we need to give the illegal immigrant that's here illegally, that set ablaze a U.S. citizen in our own country? Oh, yeah, he deserves privacy. The fuck you guys on, man? Stupid. I don't understand that shit.
As we don't
Unless you're on some nefarious bullshit, you know what I mean? Like the judge is going to let you off on some bullshit. Yeah.
Was allowed
Can't
inside
stand
the
it.
courtroom itself for today's hearing. Either way, if there are more comments or video, photos, anything of that nature comes out, we'll make sure to bring it to you as we always do right here on Live Now from Fox. We do have to head to a quick 2-minute commercial break now.
No, we do not. I get to skip this bitch.
10:33 on the East. I do want to take you out to this live image showing the Israel-Gaza border at this hour. And the latest developments here, sirens sounded across central Israel overnight after the Houthi terror group fired another ballistic missile attack from Yemen. The Houthis have taken responsibility for the attack, saying they were targeting Israel's...
Hell yeah. Mr. Boulay knows exactly when to buy. That's right. For all your gold and precious metal needs, go to this man right here.
Ben Gurion Airport. This was the 5th attack by the Houthis on Israel over the course of just 8 days. This time, the missile was intercepted, not making it into Israeli territory. And Israeli officials say at least 18 people suffered minor injuries as they rushed to bomb.
I say fuck all that. Fuck all that. Protect that. Fuck that. What, we're not allowed to hold people accountable?
Shelters.
That goes for the jury as well. We're not allowed to hold people accountable?
In response to Israel's retaliatory attack Thursday, striking Houthi targets in Yemen, including at the airport in the capital.
You can judge on my entire fucking life, the remainder of my life. But I can't hold you... As a citizen, you're not allowed to hold those people accountable. They're allowed to figure out the remainder of my life. In that case, in that setting. Why can't we hold them accountable too? Everybody should be held accountable. Everyone. The judges, the attorneys, everybody should be held accountable. But of course, that doesn't happen. We got to protect them.
As well as at several ports. So much to discuss as always here. So I do want to bring in Mohammed Al-Basha. He is the founder of Basha Report. Thank you so much for taking the time as always to be here with us.
Hell yeah. That's awesome, Lily. Good to see you out here.
Well, first off, I do want to ask you if we can go back to basics, because we've talked a lot about Hamas, Hezbollah, and the Houthis. But can you explain who the Houthis are and their overall connection to Iran?
Boy, aren't you? You couldn't have said that more correct. I'm going to skip ahead and see if I can't see regarding Phoenix, by the way.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, Basha, can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, you're fine. Yeah, can you just explain who the Houthis are and their connection overall to Iran?
Yeah, I don't need that. We know everything about that. We've reported that a million
looks like
times.
This is a news conference they are feeding us, so let's pop up the audio and listen in.
Good morning, everyone. The ice skate.
So stands at Bryant Park Holiday Market catch on fire. That sucks. All right, let's just go and skip ahead.
They're on board killed. And I did...
Russian air defenses took down plane, according to experts. Holy shit.
Welcome back here on Live Now from
Wow.
Fox. 10:53
This is gonna be big.
on the East Coast and 7:53 on the West Coast. My name is Josh Breslow, and I'm here for the next several hours to bring you all of your top stories and live events from across the country and across the world. I do want to get back to a big story we've been tracking over several days now.
Okay, so it is regards to that plane that went down a few days ago, and At first, people didn't know what really took them out, but it was essentially Russian air defenses. Ooh.
Have urged people not to speculate about what brought down an airliner from Azerbaijan over Kazakhstan, killing more than half of the 67 people on board.
Yep. It was like 30 something odd people that died. Yeah, it's terrible.
As aviation experts have analyzed the data and zeroed in on the likely cause of the crash as the aircraft was en route from Baku to the Russian city of Grozny. This was on Wednesday. One of those experts is Matthew Borey, the Chief Intelligence Officer at Osprey Flight Solutions. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us today.
That's awesome. You can see how the internet can be used for good, and we're trying to do that right now. Absolutely. In the sense of what I do daily. So, Lily, there's a lot of amazing things you can do, in this realm. Absolutely. And by the way, super chat comes in from Glare saying, Lily, good to have you listening and learning. Absolutely. Absolutely, 100%.
Thank you for having me. And just at first, I'd like to share the condolences with the victims of the crash and the crew members on board as well, those that perished and those that are still surviving. My thoughts and the Osprey team's thoughts are with you.
Yeah, more than half of the people there on board killed. And I did want to ask you, because we're hearing a lot from aviation experts about this, and it seems that they're in agreement as to what happened here. Can you explain?
Wow, look at that real quick. I didn't even see that. It just popped up on my end. Papa Penguin with another 2 saying, welcome aboard the Mike Ball crew, Lily. That's awesome. The Breakfast Club is making a spectacle. Hell yeah, I love to see it.
To me, what it appears
Thank you, Papa,
was
and Glare.
the cause.
So the Russian Federal Air Transport Authority, effectively the Russian version of the FAA, has came out and said that there was a Ukrainian drone attack.
Wow, Mr. Boulay just sent out 5 gifted memberships to you guys. I hope it dispersed. Let's see. Let's see if it dispersed properly. Of course, fucking not. Of course. Man, see, there's people in here right now in the chat that are not members. And they have their gifted sub, the gifted membership accepted. YouTube, why are we playing these games with these memberships, yo? People should be able to buy like 50 subs if they want. Dude, I have almost 9,000 fucking subscribers. You gonna tell me there ain't no fucking people to disperse this shit to? This shit is such a fucking scam sometimes. Well, Mr. Boulay, you don't have to worry. It's going to refund you in like 3 days. You know what I mean? So, anyways, I appreciate that, though. Thank you, kind sir, immensely. Oh, shit! Oh, my shit. Man.
On Grozny,
thank you for that.
The capital of Chechnya, at the time that this aircraft was attempting to land. There are also indications from other Russian government officials that air defenses were used to defend against that drone attack. So we have the presence of an aircraft operating at the same time as air defense operations where surface air missiles or anti-aircraft artillery is being fired to down a drone. And in this case...
Negative, kind sir. I can show you where it says that I've gotten that money. It shows that I get paid that. And then 3 days later, I'll get multiple phone calls from different people like, yo, I gifted out memberships and I got refunded. I'm like, yeah, that's what it does if it doesn't disperse. Sometimes it does. Once in a while, you'll have one of those things where it will actually find somebody within that 2 or 3 days, but that's a very rare case. It does happen, though. There is a chance that it could stick. There's a chance. But the truth is as many times as I get called from people that gift out these memberships, and they're like, yo, every time I try to gift you some memberships, I get refunded every time. That's some bullshit. This shouldn't even be an issue on YouTube. This should not be an issue. But hey, they're just playing games with us.
Case, it appears to be an event of misidentification where this commercial airliner that was attempting to land in Grozny was misidentified and hit by Russian air defenses. Now, this is all developing very quickly. Azerbaijan Airlines has issued a statement today and they have suspended flights to a number of Russian airports across not just the South Caucasus areas of Russia, but also deeper into Russia as well, where they had flights. If this were a bird strike or this were issues around weather, there would be no need to suspend flights in that manner. Azerbaijan Airlines has also said that preliminary investigation shows
Papa.
that external physical interference and technical interference caused the crash. So we're not talking about a bird strike or weather with that type of language. We're talking about something more sinister.
And talking about
That's good. That means it actually did find somebody to disperse to. But majority of the time, doesn't happen like that.
the bird strike itself, the evidence itself also shows that that's very unlikely. Even without what you were just talking about, the evidence itself looks like that's not what happened.
Correct. Looking at the damage that was caused to the external fuselage, the tail section, the vertical stabilizer, the horizontal stabilizer, the shrapnel damage, and the fact that crew members that have been interviewed and the video
Oh,
from
shit. All right, brother Steve. Appreciate you always. Hopefully you stay safe out there. Drive fast, take chances, type of ordeal. Much love, honor, respect, my man.
while the flight
Talk
was
to you
still
in
in
a
the
bit.
air, showing shrapnel damage inside the cabin of the aircraft, does not indicate a bird strike. If you had a bird strike, the damage would be much different. The sounds that would have been heard would have been different than explosion type sounds that were reportedly heard. And shrapnel inside of the cabin would not have occurred in the way that it did. Also, the fact that the shrapnel damage occurred
Not yet. Not yet, by the way.
inside the
Thank
cabin
you for
while it was in
asking,
flight,
by the way.
and the damage to the
I'm
tail
watching my
section
phone.
occurred while it was in flight, rules out that the damage to that tail section occurred upon impact. Does that make sense?
Yes. And Azerbaijani Airlines, as you mentioned, they put out a statement and said they are suspending those flights.
If you guys don't know where it is, by the way, go ahead and hit this link Papa Penguin put right there, the support google.com. That's the answer of how to turn on gifted memberships. It'll show you like picture by picture, I'm sure, in that link. Yes, sir.
So when you have a situation like this and you look at it a little bit further, does it create kind of a fear or a concern that this could happen again to a large airplane? We're talking about more than 60 people on board this aircraft, and you're looking at the video there where you can see the aftermath.
If there is any luck or solace that we can find, is that this aircraft was well below capacity for the flight. It could have been a much larger tragedy, and the performance of the pilots needs to be commended for all time because they were able to put this aircraft down and save lives due to their diligence in the cockpit. This, unfortunately, is not a new phenomenon. There have been 4 civilian airliners shot down by surface-to-air missiles since 2001. Ukraine shot down a Siberian Airlines flight over the Black Sea in 2001.
Why?
MH17 was shot down by pro-Russian militias in eastern Ukraine in July of 2014. In January of 2020, Iran shot down Ukrainian International Airlines flight PS.
Oh, Iran shot down something? We should be surprised about that, right?
752 just after it had taken off from Tehran. And now it appears we have the 4th airliner shoot down since the start of the century here with the Azeri Airlines flight near Grozny. The key that needs to be looked at.
All right, let's go ahead and see if we can find. I'm still trying to essentially find Phoenix here. I would like to get to that point.
To receive like $17 change back.
Delivery driver accused of stabbing woman over low tip. Yes, I did see that. That's fucking incredible. Listen, man, I'll give a hot take real quick on that regarding tipping. Tipping is an incentive. If you suck, expect a low tip. If you're giving me a donut service, I'm giving you a donut fucking tip. I have no problem giving you a $0 tip if you're just shitty and you obviously don't want to be there. You're not helping. You're not actually doing anything. Like when I actually need something, I'm trying to get you or whatever. And then when you do, you have attitude, like whatever the case is. Now, I haven't had that experience being in Alabama. Okay. But when I was in LA, well, growing up in Southern California for 29 years, Listen, man, you give shitty service, which happens all the fucking time over there. Expect a low tip. What is wrong with that? Honestly, people go, oh, well, people live off of tips. Okay, fine. But that's not the bill. You know what I mean? That's for an incentive if you do a good job. Trust me, I'm an overtipper. I overtip. If you give me good service, holy shit. I'll make sure that trust me, it's above 20%. You know what I mean? I'm that type of person. But if you give me some shitty ass service, you're getting shitty ass fucking tip. End of story.
Which I was going to give her a tip, like I do to everybody.
Oh, it's actually her. That's actually her that got stabbed.
Food, but being that it came late, being that my food was cold, being that it was an awkward time frame, and as soon as I handed this woman the money, she walked away out the door, and my door was still cracked open because I'm expecting
that's true,
my
Papa
change
Penguin.
back. And she just tried to walk away, and I was like, "This is how I said it. This is exactly how I said it. Hey, girl, I need my change back."
Exactly. By the way, Mr. Boulay, I gave you 100% of the money for 100% of the sandwich. End of story in this scenario. You know what I mean? You're right. Like, why do they ask for a fucking tip at the register? Bro, there wasn't like an actual service outside of what I just paid for the sandwich. That is part of the service is included on the price of the Subway sandwich. Simple. I mean, when you go to Subway and you get a foot long, those things are like $10. It doesn't cost them $10 of fucking produce to make that shit. You know they're making that's included in the price, the service of making the fucking sandwich. So anyways.
And she was like, "Oh, you need your change. Well, we don't offer change." So she ended up
We don't offer
with
change.
a $2 tip, which I honestly felt like she didn't even deserve because my pizza was cold. It was super.
Well, yeah, you got stabbed. She said I don't even think she deserved that $2 tip. No, you got stabbed, bitch. What the fuck? Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Man, you should be getting free pizza or whatever you got delivered to you. You deserve that for free. For life. You know what I mean? You got stabbed by the delivery driver. Hey man, let's say that shit was like a pizza joint. Oh man, you're on the hook with me for life, homie. Now I'm getting fucking pizza every day. And I'm getting that shit for free. You know what I mean? Absolutely.
late, I was just like, she's already giving me attitude. About 30, 40 minutes
Good to see
later,
you,
we get a
Stefan,
knock
my
on
man.
the door.
Hope you had a great Christmas.
Loud enough to wake us up from our sleep. So my boyfriend was like, "Oh, it's late. Don't open the door." But I wasn't thinking anything of it, because it's like I don't know if they had, I've never had any altercations. I don't have any problems.
Okay, so I'm going to give an example of this, okay, Straight Jacket, only because you brought it up. We would never be talking about this normally, and it is what it is, right? So I got my hair done on Monday, okay? I had an appointment Monday to go in, get my hair cut. I got my hair cut, and guess, the bill is $20. $20 to cut my fucking hair, right? Insane price, by the way. I tipped $50. You know what I mean? Like, that's when you can, especially what's going on in my life. If I'm doing well, you're going to feel well, type thing, I take care of the people, like that I support and they support me. Especially when it comes down to music, by the way. This is something that I hate in the music industry. I don't know if you guys know, but I've been in 7 different touring bands, right? And people love to show up to shows when they're your friends, and go, "Hey man, can you get me in for free?" Everyone does that shit. Everyone. "Hey yo, can you get me in? Can I get VIP? Can I get backstage?" So when I show up to a show, guess what I do? I may even be on the fucking list to get in for free. I still fucking pay the door. I still do it because I'm supporting the band. I'm supporting the bar. I'm supporting the venue. And real friends support real friends. You know, like when I go and I go in that example, I'll go pay the door, and then the homie that I could get anything from for free. I could get anything for free, but I'm still gonna go up to him and buy shit from his merch. I'm gonna buy a CD, some stickers. That's helping him in his drive. If everyone's doing this shit if everyone's getting in for free, how the fuck is anybody making any money here? You know what I mean? That's you people, especially with the music industry, it's taken a whole different turn. Yeah.
With anyone, I wasn't like fearing to open the door. I don't know if it was a neighbor
Yes, I
maybe
got
asking
hair.
for something. You know, the hotel lobby
Oh my
manager is
goodness.
coming to say something to me because it was very odd. We didn't invite anyone over, so I'm like, okay, I'm curious to know who it is.
It's hat hair right now.
I didn't look through the window or the peephole because I didn't think anything of it. I was half asleep. You know, we had just ate. I woke back up. I opened the door. As soon as I opened the door was cracked. I cracked it open. As soon as I cracked it, she put her foot on the door. And both of their backs were facing me. I couldn't see their face. When I opened the door, they both had their backs towards me. And as soon as it opened, she kind of kicked the door with her foot and like rushed
Good
herself
morning,
in.
Stephanie. I see
And
you
they
up in
both
here.
just rushed in, and she locked the door behind her. As soon as I saw that she locked the door, I realized the situation was a lot more serious than I thought I expected. It just kind of happened so quickly. And from there,
You actually thought I was bald, motherfucker? No way.
as soon as he came in, he pointed the gun at me.
A
Then
gun?
he pointed the gun at my daughter. I said,
What? You got stabbed and you had guns pointed at you and your daughter? What is happening?
I put my hands up. I said, whoa, 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 I have my child. We don't got nothing in there. What's going on? No one said anything. I just said, I got my daughter. What is this? What's going on? They had ski mask on, so we could only see their eyes and their eyebrows, and like their body frame, but I could not, they were not recognizable at all.
All right, real quick. You guys, for everyone in the chat that was saying that, oh, I thought your shit was bald, dude. Have you not actually seen a picture of me with my hair done for real? You guys have not seen a picture of me with my hair done? My hair did? For real? You guys haven't seen that? You're kidding me. You guys are capping right now. Yeah, see, that's how my hair usually looks when I do my hair up. Right there. Are you serious? It's all over the internet, man. What the fuck? See? See? Man, stop the cap. Come on, man.
Stop the cap.
Shit. All right, back to this. I want to hear the rest of this story.
I was like, who are these people? What is going on?
All that for a pizza, bro.
Like, it just caught me by surprise. And once I realized the like severity of the situation, you know, I'm like, oh my God, these people came in here to hurt us. As soon as he came in, he pointed the gun at me. Then he pointed it to my daughter.
Even worse, not just
and then
subs,
quickly
members.
pointed it at my partner and told him that he needs to go into the restroom, in the bathroom. He just complied, you know, put his hands up and listened to the male, and he forced him into the bathroom where he put him in the tub. He told him to go stand in the bathtub, and I could not see him anymore. I was in between both beds with my child, and he forced himself.
It's all right. I need to cope somehow, Charles.
You know, he forced my boyfriend into the bathroom, and he was holding him at gunpoint the entire.
That is very true. Barbie's like, hey, why are you wearing headphones today? I'm like, you mean the same headphones I've been live streaming with for years? Those ones you're talking about? She's like, Oh my God, you've been wearing those the whole time? Yeah.
Entire time. So, and he was getting close to him, then he would back up, then back close to his head again, then back up. It was too much going on. So, and I'm thinking about my boyfriend, like if I react anyway, this guy may shoot
This
my boyfriend
this
in the
woman's
head,
crazy. You can
know,
tell
and
this woman's fucking out of her mind too. Oh, you want some, bitch? I can totally hear it. I can totally hear it. Oh my goodness. All right. Yeah. Let's go ahead and move it along. Let's actually try to figure out the whole Phoenix thing. They have yet to speak about it, and they have it on this live stream titled. So that'd be super unfair if they didn't talk about it. Of course, Israel Hezbollah ceasefire remains intact. Yes, because it's not with Hezbollah. It's with the Lebanese government. Correct.
So I do want to head out to the United Nations, as we do have the
spokesperson.
spokesperson.
We get to hear the UN again? No.
Giving his weekly briefing.
No, I don't need to hear no fucking weekly UN briefing. Nope. I'll get it on the specific shit, but Fannie Willis can be subpoenaed in Trump case. Oh, shit. Wow, how unfair. They didn't even fucking get to Phoenix yet. No way. That's so fucking unfair. We're caught up. That's unfortunate. All right, well, that it is what it is, man. It was a long media day for us here on the Insane Wheels page, man. I can't thank each and every single one of you guys enough for hanging out with us. I'm going to find out right now who's live streaming and who I can send you guys off to. If there is anybody, I'm looking right now. There is no one other than Chaotic Truth. And man, he's rough sometimes. He can say some really base shit because he is a conservative. He's a black conservative, and he's proud of that. But he has some L takes. So it is what it is, though. It'll give you guys some diversity, adversity, and adversity and diversity, both of them, I guess, to other people's worldviews and their opinions. So listen, and yes, I will, of course, give you guys an update on BD. I'm most likely going to be able to tell you guys about that tomorrow morning. We continue on, man. We continue on over here. Even though it's Friday morning, at least over here in Alabama. So check it out. Tomorrow morning is the members only live stream. Okay, guys. Saturday mornings, every 10 a.m. every Saturday morning CST. Listen, man, we go live and we have a fucking ball over there. We get to be quite a bit more uncensored over there because we're not streaming to the general public. We're streaming to you guys, to the Breakfast Club, and it stays there. You know what I mean? So listen, also make sure you guys follow my Instagram at BallValveTV. This is where you can, correspond with me back and forth, a direct message. This is where I do all my correspondence. As well as the very last thing, man. Make sure you guys hit that like button on the way out. I appreciate you guys always. Be blessed out there. Have a wonderful rest of your Friday. And let Chaotic Truth know that we're rating them. Much love and respect, everybody. Be blessed.
From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges, a host with a fire burning in his soul. With a heart, steel, and a spirit unbroken, he rides on 2 wheels, ready to claim his throne. Amidst the chaos and the thunderous roar, Insane Wheels rise as a force to be reckoned with.